We're rolling.
Hi.
It's episode, what is it, 16 or
Sure,
something?
that sounds about right. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. This sounds a little like Sunday music, doesn't
100% with the windows open, reading the paper, although we would be reading our phones because we don't get papers anymore, which we already talked about.
I used to love the paper.
I know.
I think I was like one of the last ones on the block.
That's
that
what you said in a
kept
previous
it.
podcast.
Anyway, yeah, let's not rehash things. This is not the rehash episode, the best of episode.
Nope,
This
we're not
is
there yet.
A new episode. It's on a very special day, too.
It is on a very special day. Not only is it Sunday, not only are the kids coming home next week, so we will no longer be empty nesters for about a month, but it's also our dog Flynn's birthday. It's his 10th birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your 10th birthday, old man Flynn.
Oh, he's not old. He's so cute. We're going to have a party for him.
Yes, we are going to have a party for him, and people are going to come from all around and applause and applause and applause.
And tonight he's going to go to dinner with one of his very good friends, Marley, and he's going to get, you'll probably get the pork chop, and he'll have the remnants of the bone.
Oh yeah, we'll probably do a little Petros tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
That Petros pork chop is fantastic with the Petros red wine, which is a Grenache Syrah blend from the Los Olivos region of California.
Okay, sommelier. It does always come back to wine, doesn't it?
It does. Well, and fortunately I didn't go to Notre Dame, but my son is whining about Notre Dame not making the playoff bracket.
This is a weird bracket.
It is.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not like the college football expert the way you are, the way Dylan is. I feel like I'm a little bit of a novice. I've gotten into it, but I'm just really confused at some of the placements.
There was just a lot of drama around it all, and of course we are excited because
we now have a football school in the house. Woo-hoo,
yes,
go
who
Tulane.
would have thought that our daughter went to a football school that is worthy of a playoff contending slot in the final 12? It's pretty.
Right?
It's
Hashtag
pretty
football
badass.
school. I
yes,
like it.
Green wave, green wave, green wave. But yeah, it was. It was almost like this Lane Kiffin thing. There was just a lot of drama around what would the 12 teams be. And I was born and raised in South Florida, so I'm a massive Miami Hurricane fan. And the Hurricanes are going to the playoffs, which is fantastic.
Because last night, I don't think we thought there was a chance.
No, I don't. Well, there was a slight chance, but I don't think we thought they were. But the team that definitely seemed to get the most screwed in all this was Notre Dame. And boy, did they have a great final 10 games of the season. And they have some of the best skilled position players in the country on that team. And yeah, it's sad.
What happened?
Well, what happened is they definitely have an awkward way of figuring out what 12 teams should get in there. There's obviously weaker conferences that have a seat at the table, and then there's all kinds of different sort of criteria and parameters that they look at, and then there's obviously this whole black box behind the curtain kind of conversation and discussion that goes on, and I'm sure there's plenty of money at stake too, and there's obviously the networks, and there's ESPN and the ACC that are in work in tandem together, so there's just a lot of different forces that play into it, but it makes for a nice soap opera type of drama around college sports, which does create a lot of water cooler content. We talked about that last week. I mean, people, even you, are talking a little bit about college football, even though that's not your bread and butter type of content that you try to consume on a daily basis.
Well, last night, I mean, Ohio State versus Indiana, I don't think anybody would have put that on their bingo card.
Ohio
matchup.
State.
Ohio
yeah.
State, yes, but I'm talking about that particular matchup.
Yeah, Indiana's really one of the great stories of the season. It's a team that is, probably better known for a basketball program, especially back in the Bobby Knight days.
Go Hoosiers.
Yeah, I don't. There were all kinds of crazy stats about the last time they won the conference and the last time they beat Ohio State, and it was just unbelievable. So it was up there when it felt a little like when Cornell won a national championship in lacrosse, men's lacrosse. That was a really big thing that hadn't happened in a long time either.
Okay, maybe for the Cornellians, but I don't know if I would equate the Cornell men's lacrosse winning the championships with last night's game. And
No, just the historic part of it. No,
I'm not dismissing
for as
Cornell,
good as that was for me. Yes, I am well aware that you can't sell out 100,000 seats to watch a Cornell men's lacrosse game. At least not now, but maybe sometime down the road.
Maybe sometime.
Never know.
Yeah. Well, what about the Duke game?
The Duke game was unbelievable. I always like rooting for the smart kids. And we actually even know a kid that's on that team too, which is pretty cool.
He did not play though, because he's a freshman.
Yes, he is a freshman, but shout out to Ashton.
What about what happened? What was it, the fourth quarter, where the kicker missed the field goal?
No, that was Ohio State.
That was Ohio State game. Sorry, we were going back and forth.
So bad about that one.
Man.
But yeah,
how's that kid doing right now?
I don't know. Although, honestly, he can bounce back, because that game in reality didn't even mean all that much. It meant winning the conference, but they still can go win the national championship. So if they win the national championship, everybody will forget about that kid's kick that was missed. But the Duke game was a bit of a extra drama at the end, because they sort of had it put away, but they had terrible clock management, and then the next thing you know, it went into overtime, and I thought for sure they were going to blow that victory, and they pulled it out. So no, Duke pulled it out. They got it done, but it was pretty close that they were not going to.
Well, you kept saying, you're like, I can't believe Duke is throwing this away.
Yeah,
you were yelling at the TV. You were one of those people.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to stuff that we're probably better experts at. I mean, because I know I have lots of friends that are really big college football nuts, and they probably will listen to this and go, this is very pedestrian conversation between us where we don't know the game as well as others.
I acknowledge
it. And it's also a little niche too. We're scaling out there. We're in 20 countries that probably don't even have an interest in college football.
Yet we still can't get. Where are we still missing?
I haven't seen us hit a downloads in Oceania yet. That's the New Zealand, Australia area. So if anybody out there knows somebody there, tell them they're missing out.
For sure.
Yeah, and then we're low in the southern part of Latin America. Like we need somebody in Uruguay to pick this up, please. And maybe your Tierra del Fuego area of Argentina, something like that. Anyway, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
I thought I would ask you, since it's a weekend, I thought I'd ask you some funny questions and see how you answer them. Kind of like a game show, like the Love Connection. What was it? The Love Connection? Was that what it was? The game show, or the Newlywed Show? Maybe something like that. Remember we played that once with a few other couples? We won, actually. We did really well.
Yes, to see who knew their significant other better than the others.
We got the most points.
Did we?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. And then I think we should talk about pet ownership and sort of the benefits that come with having a beloved companion, typically with 4 legs, although not always. Oh, there he goes.
Ours is coming over to you right now.
He is coming over.
Oh, he's going to get
footsteps.
a little spot in the sun.
I thought we would talk about that, given that it's Flynn's birthday.
Happy birthday, Flynn. You're 10.
Puppy, you look so handsome.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You need a wash.
I know. I've texted the groomer twice. If anybody has a groomer that comes to Manhattan Beach, could you please text me or send a message to Chris? Because this dog 100% needs a groom. In fact, I had to cut Flynn's bangs today.
By the way, grooming, when you think about that, animal grooming, that is something that can't be offshored to China or India. And probably can't get replaced by AI anytime soon. Can you imagine like this scary robot cutting Flynn?
No, Flynn doesn't even like to go into the creepy van.
Oh
if
my
there
God.
wasn't a human that was nice to Flynn, I think he would
or like
totally
a drone
poop
with scissors shows up on your patio. And
well, we did come up with another job related to pets.
A pet
Uber, yeah. So the backstory is we had a grooming area, a grooming center, literally across the street from our old house. And we moved, a few blocks away, still in the same area. And a few months ago, that grooming place went out of business. And they shuttled all of their clients to a nearby city, Marina del Rey, for those who live in LA. And it's not that far from Manhattan Beach, but it's certainly not convenient. So we were trying to figure out a way to get Flynn to this groomer because we like a particular groomer there. And Chris said, what if I Ubered Flynn? And I said, well, because we were talking about your retirement plans, at one point you wanted to work at the said grooming
I wanted
place.
to work at Healthy Spot.
Yeah, you
I would have
did.
been the caretaker of all dogs that chill out there. That was my plan for retirement. And then I think they lost their lease or something.
Is that what
like
it was?
That. Yeah.
So you wanted to be like the Walmart greeter. You know how they have that
would've been so
87-year-old
good.
man and he's wearing the vest when you walk into Walmart and he's like, hey, how can I find you? There's deals on aisle 13.
Well, they had that doggy daycare, and every time I was in there with Flynn, I would hold him up over all the dogs, and they would all bark at him, and he would be like,
Like the Lion King.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh,
Anyway,
should we go into then the
yes.
pet topic instead of the questions? Does that seem like the normal flow?
Whatever floats your boat.
You know what? Let's do that since we are on the topic of pets. Do you know approximately how many households in the U.S. have pets?
Yeah, are you talking about like a millions of number, or are you talking about a percentage?
You know what? I actually have both, so you can give me an answer or neither.
I am going to say percentage of households. I'm going to go with 65%.
Wow, well done. It's 66% actually,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
about 86.9 million homes in the U.S.
Wait, how many homes is 65%?
86.9 million homes.
Yeah,
Have
there
pets.
you go. How
I'm
about
really
that?
impressed by that
Boom.
number.
Wow.
Do you know sort of what the most popular types of pets are? Because there's a ranking.
I'm going to go, it's got to be something that people get first to see if their kids can even handle it. So I'm going to go with like a goldfish is first.
You know what? That's actually number 3. Goldfish are owned by approximately 11 million households.
Can I go with hamsters?
Hamsters are considered quote unquote small animals. And that's number 5. Those are owned by only 5.7 million.
Then maybe I'll go with cats.
Cats, number 2, owned by 46.5 million households.
Oh, so then is dog number 1?
Dog is number 1, 65.1 million households, which is really
That's
interesting.
unbelievable.
When you consider that 86.9 million homes have pets, 65 million of those encompass dogs. Now, maybe there are two pet households, right? You've got a dog and a cat, you got a dog and a fish, you got a hamster and a bird. I don't know. But dogs, that's a lot.
That's sort of unbelievable, though, when you think about it, because dogs are a commitment. You know, it's at least a 10-year commitment, depending on the size dog. It could
Hopefully
be a 20-year.
longer.
No, or smaller dogs, 20-year commitment, whatever that is. And you can't just like pick up and leave town or whatever. You got to have it figured out, like who's the dog
that's
sitter.
I think one of the negatives that you have to consider before pet ownership is, first of all, there is a financial constraint to it, right? Dogs
For sure.
get sick. You have to take them to the vet. I mean, knock on wood, they don't need surgery, but pet insurance, we've never found pet insurance to be particularly helpful or useful, have we?
I don't think we've ever looked into it.
I thought we did when he was a puppy.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know many
but
people that have pet insurance. Well, so
look, we just want him to be happy and healthy. So
100%, we're going to keep him alive forever. But
cryogenics or
wait, do you think they do that?
cryo. When do they do that? They just freeze him until they figure out the cure.
I mean, I know that
don't know.
when animals, and we had a dog that passed away before Flynn, and we had the dog cremated, and so we've got Mac's ashes. But you know how people go hunting?
Oh, I was thinking taxidermy. Yeah, like you film.
They go hunting and they kill the animal. I'm not saying we're killing our dog, but then they put the
they stuff
face
'em.
of the moose above the fireplace. Do people do that with
No,
animals?
we're gonna stuff them. I'm gonna put them in in a running mode, like running position, and I'm gonna
Smiling,
put them on
I
a little
hope.
like stand, and it's gonna be on my desk.
Do you think that's going to be creepy when people come over?
Not at all.
I think it is.
No, you know what'll be cool is I'll have like a little hatch on his on his back where you like open up a little thing and he can keep stuff inside it.
Oh, that's so gross, Chris.
Well, they clean
oh
out
my-
the the organs.
Are we going to
and
get
stuff.
letters from some animal control, like we are being mean, we're violating, we're threatening?
It's part of the circle of life. In
No,
fact,
I don't think stuffing them and putting them on a mantelpiece is part of the circle of life.
Oh, it's a part of my circle of life.
That's so
for
weird.
him. Okay, so let's not talk about morbid stuff.
Okay,
let's
but
talk about fun
some-
stuff.
Okay, do you know that there's actually, and I keep bringing up these random facts, but ownership by generation is actually very significant in the U.S. Did you know that?
Ownership by generation.
Like boomers,
older people have them
millennials.
more than younger people?
The boomers, that is
Yeah.
60 to 78.
Yep.
You are not quite there.
No.
Not quite there.
I'm a long way away.
Oh, you're 55, so you're
I'm
5
Gen
years.
X, baby. I'm Reality Bites.
they
I'm
have-
Ethan Hawke from Reality Bites.
That was a really good movie. They have a high rate of ownership, but they tend to own fewer pets overall. I think they seek them primarily for companionship, but somebody who's in their 70s to 80s, it's probably hard to have multiple pets.
Right, but do you have some studies on how much it helps people's outlook on life
Oh, I
and
do.
health?
That's the next part of the conversation.
Because I do think older people, it gives people purpose, it gives people love, it gives people something to pet on their lap. Like I just feel like
I don't know if
No,
that
but-
part of the to-do list, but
I
you are
just think there's
certainly
something
own-
really nice about it.
No, and you're definitely mentioning some of the
In fact,
the
I
well-beings.
would love my parents to get another pet, and then we would, somebody would just guarantee us or my brother would take over the pet. Heaven forbid something happens. So it's healthy. It's fun.
It is healthy. So, okay, let's go to the boomers and let's talk about some of the well-being that comes with pet ownership. And you mentioned it initially with the companionship. I think the most common reason that people have pets is the unconditional love that a pet provides, right? Like you walk in from work, you walk in from a workout, you walk in from even the groceries, and there your pet is, just looking at you with sheer love. Like, where have you been? I missed you. I loved you. I am so happy to see you.
Yeah, no, there's nothing better than, well, first of all, when I would come home from work when the kids were like 3 or 4 years old, they would just run to the door, daddy, 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 guess what happened today? All that kind of stuff. And they hug you and all that. And then when you leave, they would not want you to leave, like all that crazy stuff. I literally feel like a dog takes over what your 3 and 4 year olds used to do,
Right?
because the kids don't care when we come home now or when we leave that much.
No, they're probably happy when we leave.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, get on Snapchat. Let's tell everybody they're gone. But yes, I always aspire to be the person my dog thinks I am.
Oh,
I love
such a beautiful sentiment.
I love that. No, it's a quote I saw on like a Hallmark card or something, but I thought it was so genius. It's like, my dog thinks I am the greatest person ever. Right? So
he definitely
I
does.
aspire to be that person.
So then imagine if you were lonely. Imagine if you were living alone. Imagine, I don't know, if you had some mental health issues. I think having a pet as a companion and having that constant social support could be a really good thing.
Well, there was that incredible Instagram video like 5 years ago or something that you showed me. And it was an old man. It looked like he lived in like a small studio apartment somewhere. And they put a camera in there, the kids, because he was so, he was old and they needed to keep an eye on him.
They were worried about him. Yep.
Okay. But they got him a dog, and they were watching what he does with the dog.
And he was like folding laundry and playing with the dog.
Yeah, and then just playing with him and jumping up and down and all that stuff. And they were like, oh my God, he's like 90 and he's acting like he's, 40.
Right. Super happy. Well,
Yeah.
that's what pets do. I think there's also mental health benefits, and we talked about sort of the companionship component, but when you're with a pet, at least, we do this all the time. We grit our teeth. We are just so like in love. And I think that interacting with pets, it releases oxytocin, which is that feel good hormone, right? The way you like grit your teeth when you see a baby. That's so cute. We grit our teeth when we see our pet because he's just so cute.
Is oxytocin, is that like an endorphin? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it is. And it also lowers cortisol, so it lowers the stress. So there's definitely some mental health benefits to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking of that word oxytocin or whatever. I feel like the only time I ever heard oxy was when I had zits in 8th grade, and I had to use oxy pads or something to, wipe my face.
Those
to
big
get
round
that.
pads. Yeah, I remember that. Now there's a plethora of other acne solutions.
Well, anyway, I'm glad it releases the right type of oxy.
It does. And then there's also obviously the physical activity, right? I don't. Can you walk a cat? I know that's a really silly question.
I don't think cats are allowed to have I don't think anybody has ever put a leash on a cat.
Yeah, I don't know, but dogs in particular, you're supposed to walk them. Well,
Yes, because
I don't know
they
if you're
want
required to, but you're
supposed to
them.
walk them because they want to walk with you. I think a cat doesn't give a shit about who you are, or
but they need the exercise. Don't
they
do,
but they're not going to follow you. And if they follow you, it's because they want to follow you, and they'll follow you when they want to follow you.
Yeah, this does not sound like a companionship I want.
No, but I remember we always had it. We were a cat family growing up, and I just remember we would go on these walks, and they were outdoor cats, so we really didn't even pay much attention to them, other than like when they came in the house and randomly would come eat and all that stuff. But anyway, we would go. I remember I would go to the beach, one day, and I would notice behind somebody would be like, "Hey, I think your cat's following you." We'd be like a mile from the house.
For real?
Like, oh, our cat's following us. Yeah.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that.
And then you'd realize the cat knows exactly how to get home. So it wasn't, going, oh no, we got to get it back because it'll get lost. Cats know exactly where they're going.
Do you think Flynn can find his way home?
Dogs. Some dogs, I guess, no, but our dog, I don't think could.
Have we talked about the intelligence test for dogs?
I don't know if we have, and I think it's probably hard to sort of tell audio wise.
Well, let's try.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, actually, should we go over? There's a sense of purpose, the physical activity. Okay, so we went through that. I don't remember, was it last year or was it 2 years ago? Somebody told us the way you could tell your pet was smart is if you did this activity. So of course, Chris, the kids,
it was a test.
It was a test. Yeah, it's an actual physical test. It's not like a multiple choice test. It's an actual physical that you're supposed to do an activity. And we think our dog is really smart. Our dog responds to the commands. Our dog responds to a ton of different words. Our dog understands a lot in both English and Spanish. 100% in Spanish too.
Really?
Yeah, because the housekeepers talk to Flynn in Spanish, and I've talked to Flynn in Spanish. And when the kids were learning Spanish, they were talking to Flynn in Spanish.
Yeah,
at least they tried to. I don't know. I mean,
no, you know what? And then we had when we had some help with the kids, they were speaking Spanish too.
Right. So and the dog responded. So, anyways, this test is you pick your dog up. And you hold the dog sort of under their forelegs, right? So you've got
the top legs.
The top legs.
Yeah.
So their back is
to you. And you just
and you walk the dog to a wall. And the premise is if the dog puts its paws out to stop itself from hitting the wall, that's a smart dog.
Exactly.
That didn't happen.
Like it's in the top 50%.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, our dog didn't, but we thought maybe it was a little confused and we tried it again.
So we did it again. Didn't happen.
It didn't. But then we actually mushed it against the wall so it knew next time when that happens
what it felt like.
But then we did it again and it still didn't put. Flynn did not put.
So maybe Flynn isn't as smart as we thought.
You are smart.
But maybe you're not a Mensa scholar.
You're the bottom half of the grading curve.
Oh,
so maybe at the top. He could be at the top part of the bottom half. He could be in that
number one in the number two business.
Yeah, he could be. In second place out of two runners.
Oh, well, we still love you.
Yeah, here he comes. So, are we going to move off of dogs? Because I just need to go like this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Flynn. Happy birthday to you. He's 10, which means he's 70.
Yeah, I know. Okay, question for you. If you lost me in a shopping mall, where would you look first?
I would look in wherever the shoes area is, the designer
shoes. A shopping
shoes.
mall.
Oh, a shopping mall.
Yes. I mean, it
could
be
a high-end shopping mall?
Sure,
or
like South Coast Plaza.
Oh, South Coast Plaza.
Where would you look?
I mean, I don't want to be obnoxious, but I'd probably be the Chanel store. The Chanel store. would be probably number one.
Probably. And then, or if we were, like a standalone store like Saks or something, probably the shoe section. You're right.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Okay, here's another one. If you saw me yelling at someone in the street, I've never done this, but for some reason, maybe I would. I don't know. What do you think would have happened?
Somebody would have cut you off.
And there would have been some sort of F-bomb, and there would have been some...
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the kind of people that you end up getting frustrated with too. So but anyway, you would have been getting cut off probably, or it would have been somebody walking too slow in front of you, and you're just like trying to walk around them. Some people hogging the sidewalk. Something like that.
That drives me crazy when people are oblivious.
Yep.
Totally drives me crazy. And I try not to be oblivious.
Okay, so I nailed that. I'm 2 for 2.
If I were a criminal, what would I have been arrested for?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say not paying your parking tickets.
Ooh, like getting the boot?
Yeah, getting the boot. Or
does that make me a criminal, or is that a civil offender?
What else I would also say maybe road rage of some sort.
Yeah. My dad taught me how to drive. He's a very aggressive driver.
I mean, can you go to jail for flicking people off when you're mad at them? Road rage wild. I mean, it could escalate from the flick off to maybe trying to run them off the road or something.
I've never done that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, what could I imagine?
I mean, in my head, I've thought about it, but I've never done that. Never, ever, ever. I promise.
Yeah.
If I was a reality TV show, what kind of drama would I be involved in?
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Probably some sort of innuendo. I would say, because one thing about you is you sometimes you overestimate, or you mistaken somebody's first impression for something that's different than who they are, and then you end up falling in love with. You think they're fantastic.
That's true.
So I could see you in when they introduce all the players and all that kind of stuff, you immediately having some sort of maybe negative feeling towards a couple of the contestants or whatever, or the participants, whatever you call them in a Housewives. Co-stars. And then because of that mistaken sort of assumption about them, you might catch an innuendo of something they were saying to somebody else, and then that would erupt into some sort of really full-blown dispute.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. In fact, we went to a party on Friday, and there was an astrological reader.
Oh my God, that was so cool.
Right? There was a tarot card reader, an astrological card reader, where we gave our birth date and the actual time and the location. Yeah. And he read...
By the way, shout out to Kristen Burr and Todd Lieberman for throwing a great party at the old Key Club, which I think the last time I was there, I saw Limp Bizkit in concert. That was a long time ago.
Wait, we talked about Limp Bizkit on the last episode, or maybe we went to his birthday party.
Yes, we did. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Why does this keep coming
Well,
up?
we saw Stone Temple Pilots there, I think, too.
Did we?
Anyway, it used to be called Billboard Live.
Yep,
and
it did.
all
Right,
that stuff.
when I was growing up. Anyway, so I had my cards, I had my astrological sort of everything read, and it is that kind of something that he said to me, and you had yours done as well. But what's interesting is it was a Friday night, and both of us have had really, really busy weeks. I mean, we were go, go, go. And there was a moment where I think we considered, do we just put on sweats? Do we just open a bottle of wine? Do we just order takeout?
Just come up with some excuse why we didn't
Right?
go.
I mean, we can't really use the kids anymore because they're out of the house, but we would have come up with something for sure. Instead, we powered through. We actually left the house at, what was it, like 6? We went to a lovely dinner. One of our
Dante's.
favorite, yes,
Shout out to Dante's.
one of our favorite
top of
restaurants.
The, Mayborn.
Great martinis, always a great view, great food.
Oh, it was the fullest moon ever.
It was insane. And then we ended up going to this party, and it was so much fun. We saw a ton of people that, I mean, I haven't seen.
It was like a high school reunion for me. It was all people I started in the business with 30 years ago, and all of us have stayed close over the years. But some of us hadn't seen each other in quite some time because of families and all other kinds of stuff that pull people apart a little more than they used to be. And it was just a fantastic get together in a really cool setting on the Sunset Strip. And, we kicked off the night by Kristen Berg going, oh, go up to the top floor because there's readers up there, you know? And
First thing we did.
Were there different kinds of people
so there was
reading?
the tarot card reader. There was the astrological sign where, like, what we did, they gave your birthday, the time. And then there may have been one other, but we didn't.
Can I just say tarot card readers scare the crap out of me? Because the only time I went to a tarot card reader was the tarot card reader, a psychic that was next to Pizzeria Mozza on Highland.
We went with my friend Melanie and her husband at the time, but they're no longer married.
Well, and
she called it.
Yeah, and the psychic said that they weren't going to be married, which was like,
what do you do? And then I think we went to dinner
terrible.
before.
I remember that psychic had this. First of all, it's weird how psychics can have
like
businesses in like a normal house.
Yeah.
And then she had plastic all over the seat. It was sort of spooky and weird to be in there, but then to just hear bad news. I thought their job is to just tell you good stuff, right?
I really don't know. I haven't gone to many. I've gone to a reading with somebody who could connect with people who've passed.
Well, by the way, I do want to butt in and just say, because you did mention their names, Melanie and Dave are both very happy people with new
100%
new
yes,
people in their
absolutely.
lives
And they have
kids
two
and all
beautiful
that stuff.
children together.
So maybe
absolutely.
the psychic, helped them find a new path or whatever.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but it was, yeah.
I love that. You are such a rainbow and unicorn.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go to a psychic because they scare me.
No,
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear something that's not.
Were you apprehensive at the party about getting your astrology read?
I had no idea what that was. And he's asking all the questions about when you were born and all that stuff and the time and, where it was. And then there's this weird sort of almost looks like advanced calculus looking formula of things and designs and all this stuff. And then he walks you through and I was like, well, this is pretty interesting. I didn't know what to expect, so I was.
But he was really good.
He was really good. He was fun to talk to about it, and we would have been there the whole time, except there was a line of other people that wanted to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So and then after that, we were in the mood. We were like, game on, let's go. And we walked through that place I don't know, 5 different laps through there, saw literally everybody.
Saw people that were at our wedding that I haven't seen in 20 some odd years.
Well, and in a shout out also to we talk about how bad social media is, but the fact is Instagram has allowed me, I'm not really a Facebook person. I go on Facebook just to see what birthdays there are, if I can remember every day, it's so I can tell somebody happy birthday. But Instagram's sort of cool because it did give me an idea of what people were up to. I hadn't seen a couple, women in particular, in probably 20 years or something. And I knew that they had, kids and were married and had somebody at blah, blah, blah high school. And it was cool to be able to walk into that and go, hey, haven't seen you in 20 years, but oh my God, your kid is unbelievable. I've been following that, that's sort of cool. That was the cool part of social media.
Absolutely. It's kind of what you used to do when you had a Rolodex. And for those who don't know what a Rolodex is, we probably just aged ourselves, but it is effectively a business card with your contact information. And I always found it genius, Chris. I don't know who taught you to do this, but I remember working to William Morris.
It was my dad actually
it's really
told
cool.
me to write on the back of a Rolodex
So
card.
that's what you do. You used to write facts on the back of the card. So when you went to dinner with them or you got them on the phone as you were rolling calls, you could be like, oh, how's Johnny? I heard he's playing soccer. How's your wife doing? She started a new job at blah, blah, blah. Oh, you guys love to go skiing over the holidays. Are you going to hit? And then fill in the blank mountain. You were really good about that. And I think that Instagram allowed you, especially on Friday night, to sort of do that same pull of, hey, how's it going? I heard your kid is going to such and such college. Are they enjoying it? We have freshmen too.
Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, it actually allows you to be a little lazy on that front because you can just, oh, I haven't seen this person in a long time. Let me look them up on Facebook and see what they're up to instead of having to take notes every time you hear about it.
Oh, yeah, that. But I disagree with the laziness because I think it's kind of nice when somebody comes up to you and like, oh, I heard you guys have twins and, your son's at McGill and your daughter's at Tulane. That feels like they actually want to be a part of our life and they want to hear about our life.
100%. So I think the essence of what we were talking about is a little bit almost like when I say oh man, the surf looks pretty good, but I got to put on a wetsuit and I got to like, get prepared, and it takes 10 minutes and it might be a little cold and the weather's not perfect or whatever. 100% of the time when I actually go do it, I'm so happy I did it. Now, I would say the same thing with these like social situations, especially after COVID, where we got a little used to just this idea of not going out, binge watching or whatever, drinking.
It became easy.
DoorDash showing up with good food or whatever it is, right? So now I would say 100% of the time when we decide, yeah, let's go out, let's venture
Always
out,
worth
like
it.
go do something, go see these people we haven't seen in a while. It's always worth it.
Always worth it. We always have a great time.
Yeah. So everybody else, learn from that lesson if you haven't already.
Especially
you
during
have,
the holidays.
yeah.
You know what? Be with people. Connect.
Exactly. So what else do we want to talk about? Was there anything else?
I'm good.
Are you sure? What do we have going on now? Oh, so we're going to go see Marley. We're taking Flynn. It's not a P-A-W-T-Y per se tonight, but we're taking him to Petros, and he gets to eat with us. And
hopefully he doesn't bite Dimitri. That's the waiter.
Jesus.
Oh my God, he snipped at Dimitri, which is so weird because Flynn doesn't bite.
Yeah.
But he did snip at Dimitri, who does, he does look like a Russian soldier.
Well, and Dimitri is the best waiter.
He is.
He's
100%.
amazing.
But
And
like
he's
he
just
does.
a
He's
good man.
He's huge, and,
Good
and
man.
maybe Flynn got nervous. I don't know. So we've got that going on, and then we've got Kaylee coming home on Tuesday. You have your final class at USC for the semester.
Yeah.
I've got
I don't want to fail
meeting.
anybody.
Nope.
Students, please study. I know you listen to this. Study. And I will say that because kids are coming home and because it seems like people download and listen to our guest star episodes quite a bit, we're definitely going to have a lot of VIP guests over the holidays. And on top of it,
maybe not like a smorgasbord where there's 8 kids at once. I think the 1-on-1 or the 2-on-1's probably a little more palatable.
No, but what I will say is we're going to be the opposite of most podcasts. Like during the holidays, most people go on hiatus, but we actually have the luxury
free time
of
to do
having,
it.
yes, free time, but also we have a plethora of amazing, interesting guests that show up back in town. So we're going to take advantage of that. So if any of you are working out on the treadmill or going for a walk or doing whatever you do when you listen to podcasts, you're going to have fresh new podcasts from Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting.
So download us, like us, write a good review. And we look forward to chatting with you in our next episode.
Yeah, we appreciate you all. Thank you always for listening. And thank you for the good vibes and the good reviews because people are really hearing about us. And if you know anybody in Australia or New Zealand or in Uruguay,
Make that plug.
Yeah, make the plug. Until
Bye.
next time, we love you.